The bonfire has blazed, with minimal casualties. The Warriors destroyed the Bearcats, and the homecoming dance had some of the highest attendance in recent years. Homecoming weekend is over, and it's back to normal life here at West Hill High School. But sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes we need something more. I'm Kevin Fagan, and this is Warrior Extra. Hello Warriors, and welcome to episode 2 here on Warrior Extra. We're into October and homecoming is long behind us. But let's take a look at what went on. I'd like to personally extend my thanks to President Sherlock for putting on the senior cookout, and I hope the tradition continues. Although this year it looked a little too much like a middle school dance. The Warriors then went on to devour the Bearcats, no pun intended, and are gearing up for the 1-0 playoffs, 1-0! Backed by their fans. As for the homecoming dance, take these students, put them in a space the size of a large closet, dim the lights, and turn on Dougie. You should have a pretty good idea of what went on. But that's behind us now, and so is the first episode of Warrior Extra. This is episode 2, and I'm working hard to make sure the sequel is just as good as the original. Maybe Hollywood can pick up some pointers. I asked for feedback, and because of that, we've made some sweeping changes to the show. As you can see, I'm now sitting at a desk. Ah, the powers of democracy. We've settled back into regular life here at West Hill High School, and there's not too much fun going on. So I made it my mission to find some. First, I got a freshman to tell us everything important that the freshmen are doing these days. I also got a senior, but we are filming this at noon. They probably haven't come in yet. If you're watching this video at school, first of all, congratulations on passing by many blocks that have confused even George Wong for years. Second of all, enjoy it while it lasts, because lately the school's computers have been running extremely slow and crash more often than... well, never mind. Now, when people think fun at West Hill, they think of the football games. But there's more people involved than the Warriors themselves, and they aren't getting the credit. That's why, for the premiere of my new segment, Voices Unheard, I want to talk about the West Hill cheerleaders. Now, if you're about to pause the video, you're exactly the kind of person who needs to see this segment. Now, it's no secret that here at West Hill, the cheerleaders get no respect if they even get attention. Turn on the TV and you're bombarded with the classic view of the cheerleader. Tall, tan, and touchy with the football players.
Pretty popular girls who get the star quarterback or whatever. They date all the football players, and they're just like the perfect girl that you could think of.
Now that's not a great view, but at least the cheerleaders on TV are getting noticed for their work. The West Hill cheerleaders are doing a lot more than we see, and I'd like to see that they get some credit for it.
Cheerleading is a combination of tumbling, as in gymnastics, cheering, the dancing, and the stunting. It's a lot to do.
These guys are practicing 2 hours after school each day, just like everyone else. Now it's a different kind of activity. It's tough to cheer for the people who are cheering back at you, and I'm not asking for pep rallies or signs on the lockers or bags of candy, which, by the way, they would do for all of us. But it'd be nice to at least see them get a little credit. These guys do have the most spirit of anyone at West Hill. I think it's time we gave a little bit back to them. They deserve it.
Athletes lift weights, we lift people. Give us some respect, because it's harder than it looks.
Now the other day I walked into something that's rare at West Hill, but all the better for it. First, let me just show you a clip of what went on. Here's what happened. There was a clinic going on for the band, and it turned into an improv concert. Students and teachers from around the school showed up to watch and even participate. It was pure random fun. And as Warrior Extra continues, you'll see that I feel very strongly about having random fun here at West Hill. Not necessarily superstars, or the Winter Carnival, or even Springfest. Too soon? Not necessarily those kind of planned activities. I mean the fun that happens when students act like students. It's often unplanned, it's often random, but it's definitely memorable, and it helps brighten your day and get you through. Now, part of the reason this doesn't happen is what we are and aren't allowed to do. For example, putting up a web show that criticizes West Hill. We can find our own fun, whether it's signing up for the upcoming talent show or performing in the hallways. Bottom line, school doesn't have to be bad, unless you're a freshman. Fun inside the school, as I've just said, is hard to come by. So why not look outside? Right in the center of the school, we have a newly redone, beautiful courtyard with grass, trees, and a pond. Let's go use it. By a combination of rules and our own lack of action, the courtyard is almost never used. In fact, it was used once for relaxation last year by a group of students, and they were under heavy supervision the entire time. Okay, so the reasons for not having wild and crazy rugby games are fairly obvious. One, it disrupts classes, and two, well, no one plays rugby anymore. But I've got to believe there's a middle ground somewhere. During school, students can tone it down. Really, it only affects the first floor classrooms in any significant way anyway. But at least we should use it during IA. I mean, it's no less disruptive than the landscapers who turn on their lawn. Even if it's just for students to get a quick breath of fresh air, I'd say it's well worth a shot. Following a tough loss to Homer, the Warriors are ready to look forward to their game this Friday against Phoenix, after which they'll only have Skinny Atlas before their sectionals. Right now, they have number 20, their wide receiver, Joe Snyder, back from injury, making a world of difference on defense against Homer and hoping to come back as an offensive threat as well. Jake Files is hoped to return in time for sectionals, giving the Warriors more ground depth to add to the already excellent running of Dylan Cleary-Krell and R.J. Chester. Defensively, emerging stars are number 11, Corey Nardello, and also Matt Trendowski, as well as Nathan Nagolian in the secondary, who is coming up with picks each game. I'd like to encourage everyone to continue to support not only the Warrior football team, we are not a one-sport school. Brings us to the end of this second episode. Please let me know what you did or did not like by either leaving a comment down below or going to our new WarriorExtra email, that's WarriorExtra@AOL.com for your convenience. I'd also like to know what you'd like to see next. My advice of what to see next is the Warriors this Friday as they take on Phoenix in their last regular season home game. I also invite you all to tune in next time for our Halloween special event with interviews you won't want to miss. Until then, I'm Kevin Fagan, and this has been Warrior Extra.